I'm obviously excited. I'm having a lot of fun because I love my fellow judges. I am nervous, not necessarily for myself, but for the contestants, because for most of my life, I was on the other side. I was on the stage, I was the one prepping and waiting to get judged. And so I do know what that feels like. So I feel anxious and nervous for them and I want them to do well. But mostly it's just a lot of pride. When I got the call about this show, it was a no-brainer for me. I'm a proud Canadian. I'm so excited that our talent finally has a stage like this where they can showcase their talent and people will not be disappointed.
What was like, I know it probably would be hard to say, no to somebody, but what was some of the harder parts of being a judge?
I think that's exactly correct. When I first started judging, I did have to be honest with myself and say, I think you're beating around the bush. You're not being very clear. You are being a little passive aggressive. You're being nicer than what you're saying in your mind. Sitting next to Howie, I learned very quickly that's not the way to go because Howie is very direct. He will tell you exactly what he's thinking. And although I might think, oh, he's being mean, he's actually helping them be better. And I learned that the best thing I could do is be really authentic with my feedback and tell them exactly what I thought so that they can be the best version of themselves. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
But honestly, that is true. It's not an easy thing to do because for the most part, I don't think any of us want to hear anything besides that, hey, you're great. But it's
You'll see moments,
yeah.
You'll see moments when someone's up there and they're crying and they're looking right at you and it's your turn to tell them what you think and you're like, this is a real human being up here. What do I do? But you gotta stick to your guns and you gotta tell them exactly what you think.
When you saw them come out, you have no idea what you're going to see. Were there any performances that moved you to tears or close to, those emotions?
Yeah, we as most of us are new judges. Me, Cardi, and Trish are new judges. Howie's been doing this for a while. We all, I think, had a shared anxiety about the golden buzzer. We're like, how would we know which one is ours? And everyone kept saying, you'll just know. You'll just know. And I thought, will I know? And I think that was my golden buzzer without giving anything away. I did get emotional. I got emotional because I was so passionate about the act and I was so passionate about helping them and wanting to see them go to the next round that I was choking up a little bit and I didn't expect that from myself, but it is a very powerful moment.
I know some people watch these shows sometimes because you'll see those auditions where you're like, what is happening? But also it's about hope. Like you hitting that button and that emotions you have is also you kind of helping somebody pursue their dreams. What is it like for you to be a part of somebody's journey like that?
Honestly, that's the way you put that. I don't know if I've ever truly reflected on it in that way, but you're absolutely right. This is a very big opportunity for a lot of people and perhaps the biggest stage that some people have ever been on and will ever be on. It makes me feel really special. I'll tell you why. It's because I feel like I do bring something unique to the judges table. I not only because of my come up in social media and I understand what all it takes to get your act together and go on a stage, but I also think that being raised in Toronto and just being who I am is I can really understand the diversity element in a way that perhaps other judges and other auditions cannot. When I see an act, I can understand like, oh, this Bollywood dancing is supposed to look like this, or this culture that I grew up was supposed to look like this. And so I think what makes me the happiest is that I can be part of people's journey, and especially with people that are doing something on stage that I am familiar with in a way that no one else is, I can give really pointed perspective in their journey too, which I think is really important because a lot of minorities don't get that. They don't get to be on a stage where the judges will understand what they're doing. But I think this is different. All of our judges, there was always at least one person that was like, I know what this is and I can speak to this.